everyone, what's up? I'm xSourSweets or Hikari, which I prefer. I actually haven't made a video like this in a really long time, but that's besides the point because I have a lovely guest joining me today. If you would love to introduce yourself, that'd be wonderful.
Thanks, Sweets. Hi, my name is Nathan, otherwise known as ELIM or Eliminate Online. I'm 19 years old and I'm a voice actor, singer, and composer, and I played Airbin for Sweets in her lore video.
Yay!
So it's great to be here. Thank you for
So,
having me.
yeah, of course. Thank you for I guess like agreeing. So what
Yeah,
we're
of
gonna
course.
do today is this is gonna be a little bit like an interview, just so you guys can get to know more about Elim and like if you want to work with him or want to know more about voice acting and yeah, like it's just gonna be a simple interview, nothing crazy. So, are you ready?
Hmm. Yes, I am.
Yay! Okay, so the first question I have for you is what got you into voice acting?
Well, I feel like since I was super young, talking like elementary age, I've always been a huge fan of like cartoons and animations, and I thought that seeing all those characters and stuff being brought to life was just super cool. And I used to watch a whole bunch of shows with, all my siblings and stuff, and it it feels, nostalgic to me. And I thought, you know, who knows? I don't know. There was a interest that I had since the beginning when I first saw that sort of thing, and around 2022, I had a friend, like just a random friend, who asked me, like, "Hey, do you want to just voice a character for my film? Just out of nowhere, just randomly." And at the time, I had like never done anything like that before, so I was like, okay, sure, why not? I'll just give it a shot. And it was kind of bad, but
Oh no!
at the time, I think um, I realized that moment when I actually did it, like, wait, I actually really like being behind the microphone. I always thought, maybe, I probably couldn't get into this sort of field. Like, I didn't really like my voice at the time. I thought it was too kiddish or just didn't sound right. But very quickly, I realized just how much I actually enjoyed bringing voices to certain characters. And 2022 is when I found Casting Call Club, and I made my account on May 1st, and I just didn't look back after that.
Oh,
And that's where I started, yeah.
that's awesome! I'm happy that you decided to go for it because, in my opinion, like you have a wonderful voice. Like I don't know, that's my opinion though. Like I think this is truly something that you are like talented
Mhm.
in for sure.
And that's another thing, too, is like, I think the biggest reason why I stayed first starting out is because a lot of people ended up liking myself, even when I didn't. So I was like, okay, if I always knew, like, okay, well, we're our own worst critics, so I'm
Mhm.
just not gonna listen to my own self, and I'm gonna trust what these other people say about me, because at the end of the day, if they like it, I guess that's all that really matters, huh? You
Oh
know?
no,
So,
that's actually a really good mentality to have for sure.
uh,
All right, so what was your favorite role that you got like casted as?
mmm, no questions, no doubt. Flareon for Star Eevee. Do you know who Star Eevee is
I looked
at all?
into it when I was looking at your casting call and deciding if I was gonna like reach out. I was looking at like things you've done before, and that's where I saw it. So I kind of loosely know, but if you want to
Yes.
explain for the viewers.
Yes. Okay. So this th- this might get a little personal, but one of the biggest goals I set out when I first started was like, okay, I love animation, so I want to be in something animated, right?
Mhm,
That was my biggest goal starting out. Like, I didn't care what it was. I just wanted to hear my voice over dynamic character on the screen, right?
mhm.
And this was the role. This was the first role.
Oh,
So it holds a special place in my heart, and I still love it to pieces. It's something that I still work on. Um, Star Eevee, the channel, is Pokemon related. and she makes content based around the evolutions. So very
Mhm.
popular, I guess, within the Pokemon sphere. Um, and I play Flareon, who is described as like a gentle giant, chill older brother character. What a surprise, you know? um, but yeah, so and it was so huge for me because um the channel itself, it consistently gets hundreds of thousands of views every video,
Mhm.
and a lot of those videos even reached like past the million mark,
Oh my
including
goodness.
the one that I featured in, the one video that I'm in right now that's up.
Mhm.
And I love the fan base. Like, she's got a great community that supports her so much and looks up to all of us and the team,
Mhm.
like all of the VAs and stuff.
That's awesome.
And so, whenever I think about it, I always get like a warm feeling in my heart knowing that, like, wow, I'm catering to a community like this already, like
Oh.
this big, with a fan base this big. And this was all just 1 year after I started. 1 year.
Oh wow.
I didn't take any acting. I had no acting experiences in the past. I didn't take any classes. Um, I just self-taught myself as much as I could throughout like that year, and I'm still doing it now. But it just it really is a blessing that
Mhm.
I got an opportunity like this so early on.
Yeah, no, for
Cause who
sure.
knows? Like, I don't know how many people have to wait years or years to get something or work for something like that huge. And yeah, it's still a project that I'm working on, and I am really, really excited to do more eventually.
Oh my god.
That's my favorite role by
Yeah.
far. Yeah.
No, for sure. That is amazing. Cause like what you mentioned, like, not everyone has that opportunity, or for some people happens, after a while. So that's really cool that you were able to have like such a really good opportunity very early on into this.
Right.
That's
And I
awesome.
was terrified when I auditioned.
Mhm.
I was terrified, honestly, because all of there were 5 characters listed, right?
Right.
And I tried out for 2, and both those characters had at least 200 plus auditions for
Oh my
them.
goodness.
So it was a huge project.
Yeah.
A lot of people tried out for that, and when I when I got the message, like when I got the message from Star, like, "Hi, I'm so happy that I'm happy to tell you that I've casted you," and I was just kind of like in disbelief, you know.
Oh yeah, of
I was
course.
just I was just completely shocked at it, and it was such a happy moment.
Yeah,
I was
no.
so happy you couldn't describe it. Yeah,
No,
and like you
that's
said,
good on
like
you.
that kind of opportunity doesn't come up a lot,
Yeah.
and I have not seen an opportunity like that come up um, again so far. So really was golden,
Yeah, no, for
honestly.
sure. Like that's
Yeah.
awesome, but also like yeah, like there's obviously, oh my gosh, I got really fortunate with this, but also good on you because you knew
Mhm.
what you were getting into. Like you saw that, oh my god, this project is huge. There's so many like submissions, but you still went for it. And I have to commend you for that because there's so many people who like will see that, oh my god, there's so many people like auditioning for this. This is really competitive. Maybe I shouldn't audition because, there's no way I'll get in. So I commend you for
And
trying because that's the start. That's all you have to
yes,
do.
that's the kind of mentality I'm like, I never try to take in where it's
Mhm.
like, oh, nah, there's too many. I'm just not gonna try it because no, there's no way. I'm like, no, you
Mhm.
don't know. You have no
Exactly.
idea. Do it
Exactly.
anyway. I don't care, you know? And it, you just never know, right?
Yeah. And that's the
You really
thing.
don't.
So I'm very happy you decided to just go for it. I
Mm,
do think that's a really good mentality to have. So like props
mm.
to you for that. Like pat on the back. Like that's awesome. All right. So I know that recently you did do a demo reel. on your channel.
Hmm.
So I was gonna ask Elim to like kind of give us a sneak peek, but instead I can just link that video in the description below. Um, I watched
Hmm.
it and personally I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And that's your
Sweet.
first demo reel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. First one.
That's awesome. So I will be sure to link that below if you want to hear it for
Oh
yourself
yeah, for
and
sure.
hear Elim's like range. Amazing range, by the way. What kind of voices do you struggle with the most?
Anything too low.
Anything too low?
Um, yeah. Lower voices. I mean, I can kind of do, you know, I can put a rasp to my voice if I have to, but I think you probably will never hear me playing uh like a like a villain deep king character or anything of that sort where I need to be really intimidatingly low. Definitely not. I don't think
Okay.
so. Medium high is what I do. That's where I'm most comfortable at. Since that's where my natural voice lies. Um, so I mainly just, I mainly play younger characters because of that.
Yeah.
So nothing too deep. I will just stay away from that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because even if I can pull a voice off like that deep, it really is straining for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something.
Yeah, no, for sure. You gotta kind of
Hmm.
work with what you're like good at and kind of hone in on that. So I respect it.
Hmm.
Okay, so what kind of role do you want to be casted as? Like, is there a certain type of character you haven't gone to explore yet in this voice acting field?
Hmm. I think right now I've gone to play most types of characters, but I don't have a huge preference for anything really. I feel like, if I'm a fit, I'm a fit. I'll give it a shot. There's nothing that I really want to. There's no like archetype or character style that I would want to play in particular. But I will say that I think like chaotic energy characters are super fun.
Ooh, yeah.
Definitely. Um, and because I'm a generally quiet person in real life, it also kind of helps me to just break out of my personal bubble.
Yeah, no, for
That
sure.
shell of not being afraid to be loud if I have to, or just be crazy because um, I don't act crazy that much. I don't
Yeah.
have like such an outgoing personality, so it's cool to experiment with that, see what I can accomplish with that.
Yeah, no, for sure. That actually sounds
Mhm.
interesting. Now, like you saying that makes me like think in my head, huh, I wonder what you would sound like as like a really like chaotic, like hyper high energy type of character. So I'm like, huh, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
got some idea, but I guess we will never know until it happens.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
not really. Actually, I did do one recently. Not it was for a comic dub.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, and that's also in my uh playlist on my channel where all my previous work is, but we can get to that later because I think that's actually another
Yes.
question with the
Yes, it
socials.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so the next series of questions are going to be related to you working with me. So I guess we're just going to go right into it. So,
Hmm.
what did you think about voicing Airbin in like my Lord video?
Hmm. I really enjoyed it a lot. I I think it was really interesting
Mhm.
to have to do like multiple age ranges going from, younger to adult. Um I don't think I've ever done anything like that before, so I was a bit hesitant. I was kind of worried at first, but I was like, just brush it off. You're fine. You
Mhm.
got this. Just kind of push that aside. Just kind of went for it. But it was cool. I really liked it. Especially young Ederman was super enjoyable. The just that happy energy that he
Yes.
has is super infectious, I guess.
Yeah, and you nailed it.
And the dialogue was also funny as well. I love the dialogue as well, especially the chancla bit.
The chocolate,
That was super fun to
yes.
do. Yeah, that was super fun to do.
Oh.
Especially me being like because I have Latino parents. I am Latino, so the chancla kind of hit home.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So I
That's
actually really
awesome.
like when you voice the Oshi line that is now used as like a sound bit on my Twitch channel. The oh, this is my Oshi. Like everyone loves it. That's
Mhm.
one of my favorite things that you did. I'm so happy you agreed to that.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, so be honest. What was it like working with me?
You're nice to work with. I think you're very neat, and with your references, you gave me everything I needed to know, which is appreciative. And also, I feel like you're more approachable than most directors I've met or worked with. And what I mean is like you're easy to chat with. Like you don't give off like this like intimidating presence to where it's like, okay, I'm kind of afraid to ask you something, or like if I had to be if I were willing to do live direction with you in a call, like I wouldn't be as scared to do it with you.
Oh,
Cause
that
you're really polite and nice, and it's for someone like me with anxiety, it's very appreciative, and I appreciate that a lot.
oh, I'm
You
so
know,
happy to hear that.
always love that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will say like I'm very new when it comes to like kind of newish when it comes to like casting people. Um Usually I work with my friends since I have a lot of friends who like to do voice acting things. So this
Mhm.
was very different for me because the role of Airbin was a very important role for this video and very important to me personally. So I made it my goal like okay, whoever I like cast for Airbin has to be someone that like I don't know, someone that I'm basically like scouting out.
Mhm.
And that was a whole process because I was like, how do I like find people? I was like, oh yeah, people use casting calls. So I just started searching up random things, and eventually it led me to you. And I was like, oh yeah, this person seems nice. This person seems like they would fit. Let's do it. So I'm very happy that you had a pleasant experience throughout all this because again, this was like new for me personally.
Mhm. Yeah.
So with that being said, would you work with me again if the chance arises?
Oh yeah. I
Yay!
think so. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't, besides maybe like if a character was too far from my personal
Yeah,
preferences. But other than that, yeah, absolutely, I would love to.
that's great. That's good to know. That way, in case I ever need an extra like voice, maybe I'll reach out in the future. Yay! All right. So for you, what was it like watching the actual full project that you got to voice in? It like my lore video, getting to watch it. What did you feel? What did you experience?
I was terrifying, honestly. Yeah, cause again, I never watched a premiere on a live stream like that before. So, um, and at the time I wasn't sure if my performance was. I mean, I always kind of feel like that, where it's like, okay, what if my performance doesn't translate well? But um, most of the time it's just my nervous self being my
Yeah.
nervous self, and then it's fine afterwards. But when I was watching it, I was just kind of like mm, waiting for a bomb to go off, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and I'm just thinking like, okay, when is it gonna happen? When am I gonna appear? When am I gonna show up? And when I did show up, and you were like, if you show up, put in the chat that you showed up, and I'm like, there I am, there I am. Who is that guy? I don't know who that is. But it was after I got over that. I mean, it at that point it was cool to see it, and
Yeah.
then seeing people enjoy it made me feel a lot better afterwards.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
um, and I was getting, once I calmed down, I started to put myself in the story more, started getting invested in it, and yeah, it was a cool experience. It's quite a thrill, I guess, to say the least.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
Hmm.
hope it was nice getting that feedback like right away. Like, people being like, oh my god, that's awesome. Like, you did great and stuff
Hmm.
like that. Versus, if it was a video, then it could have, taken time for comments and stuff. So I'm very happy that
Yeah.
you got the feedback. And yeah, I always like to tell people, hey, if you show up I want to give you like a IRL, like, like in the moment, like shout out in that moment,
Mhm.
just to kind of thank everyone who was involved. Because one thing I try to live by is like giving credit where credit is due, whether it's with the artists who draw the stuff or like the voice actors, because everyone puts like a lot of like time and effort into this, so I want to make sure everyone gets properly credited for sure.
Mhm.
Well, that makes me happy. Thank you so much
Mhm.
for answering this question. That makes me feel like a lot better. Like I'm just like smiling ear to ear. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are like just miscellaneous questions that we're gonna ask. So I know
Okay.
that you compose music. What got you into that though?
Yes. Well, my whole life I've been surrounded by music. Like I grew up listening to all kinds of things. And I just very quickly I developed this love for music. You know, I would listen to it all day, every day. All different kinds of genres, whether it would be like orchestral to like electronic type music. You know, I dig anything as long as it makes me. If I vibe with it, yeah. You know, I really enjoy it, and I also played a lot of like music games, rhythm games, um, like Geometry Dash,
Mhm.
Fuser, Splash, just to name a few out there. Um, and I grew up. I was a choir kid growing up
Oh,
too, so I learned a lot. And so, you know, because of all that, you know, I always felt called towards music, and I think, um, like you remember how I mentioned like, okay, art was like not something that
yes.
I had a feel for. I always had a feel for music though, like, and I knew that very early on. I was like, I love this. I
Oh.
think this is what I was made for. And so, you know, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do, you know, thinking about that. And I picked up my first digital audio workstation around a year ago. And I was like, yeah, I want to take this seriously and I'm going to try it out. I just love it too much not to give it a shot. And so far, you know, I'd say I listen to more EDM type music,
Yeah.
like electronic dance music, but I ended up going a more cinematic orchestral route, which I thought was surprising because I thought for sure all I would be making was just like, oh, the drum and bass and
Right.
dubstep and bass stuff and all that crap. Because I was always a bass head. Um, but no, I went down the orchestral route, and the more I do it, the more I start to love it even more, and um, I kind of realized that going down that cinematic route would actually be cool because then I could probably do stuff for other people. I could write music for other people because most that's mainly the genre that is used for like films and stuff.
Yeah, no,
So
for
I was like,
sure.
who knows? Maybe I'll just be a film. I could be a film scorer or like a composer for media for other people. And I hope at some point that gets to a point where I can actually do that consistently and well. So yeah.
No, for sure. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Like, I always admire people who like work with like music and stuff like that, because that is a field that, like, how you say you don't have it in you to like do art, I don't have it in me to compose music. Like that stuff doesn't make sense to me. So I have a big admiration to anyone who works with anything music related. So that's really
Mm.
awesome. Very impressive. Are you ever considering like maybe like doing commissions in that in the future potentially?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, I hope so. Eventually. I think right now I'm just working to develop a workflow and learn a bit more before I eventually put those out.
Yeah, no,
Because
for sure.
I'm still pretty new. I've only been doing it for a year. Like I said, I
Yeah.
picked up my first software a year ago, so I always like to feel ready before I take on something like that. You know,
Yeah, no, for sure. I
um,
100% agree with that.
and in any way, try to gain experience from doing other projects as well, like smaller
Yeah.
projects where people's like won't be too um what's the word for it? It's like demanding, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So
cool.
I'm trying to do that right now. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, I would love, if the opportunity like arises, it'd be cool if I could work with you on something like that, like music related for like background music for a video or something like that. Like if you are
Yeah.
willing, then that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll give you more like
Definitely.
practice, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Of
awesome.
course, if you ever want to ask me, I can definitely try and give it a shot.
Ooh,
Love
that'd be
that.
so much fun. All right, so, do you do anything outside of voice acting or composing? Like, are you in school? Like, do you have a job, anything like that that you are willing to share?
Yes, I'm a full-time student at university right now,
Oh,
studying for my degree in music production, funnily
that's
enough, like
awesome.
I said. So I don't work. I put all my focus into that.
Mhm.
So, um, and because I take online, so I'm still at home.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't have to go anywhere. And I'm kind of just coursing through my degree plan right now. So, I don't take breaks in between
Mhm.
semesters and subterms at all. Like no breaks. I do one 8-week semester or subterm, and then I just move on straight to the next. And whether that be like 2 classes, 4 classes, um, I just kind of sweep by it, you know?
Yeah.
So I figured the sooner I, learn that, the better off. Because, I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't want to spend too much time,
Mhm.
um, especially with finances and stuff, because there's a lot that I have to put into that as well. I've invested so much um, into gear and software for those classes, and because it's a music production degree. Everything that I have right now to help me with that, um, even in my own personal projects and stuff, is because of that degree. Because I was able to get um, loans from my school
Oh, that's
to help
nice.
me,
Yeah.
because I did need certain equipment to actually do these courses,
Yeah, for sure.
and I was able to get those. So yeah, that's what I'm focusing on right now.
Like, good
Yeah.
on you for like, going like really like into it in your studies because I think that is important and I can see
Mhm.
and feel that you have like a passion for this.
Mhm.
So no, that's awesome. Like I wish you luck with the degree and that, hopefully it pans out into something and that, you
Yeah.
continue to learn because I think that's the most important part with education, just learning and growing for sure.
Yeah, of course, for
Yeah.
sure.
So, what are your current goals or dreams, would you say?
I'd say right now, biggest goals, level up music production
Mhm.
skills, finish university, as I said, both of those. But also, um, I want to learn how to market my stuff better,
Mhm.
because I don't have many socials, right?
Yeah.
And I don't really put myself out there as much as I probably should be doing in this field of work.
Mhm.
So probably, yeah, just learn how to market my VA stuff more. Maybe make a website at some point, um, and really start digging into, the industry stuff, like rates and how to find more work, and maybe agencies at some point, you know,
Yeah, no, for
kind of
sure.
get myself more informed. Yeah. My biggest dream, what I really want from all of this, um, is to be like a solo artist,
Mhm.
Um, basically be an all-in-one person that can just do everything myself, and I don't have to rely on people with anything, right?
Yeah.
Audio related, music related, and yeah, I really just want to. At some point, I want to make music with, like, lyrics and everything, and I want to sing for others. So, and that's what I'm working towards. Putting everything into that, and who knows? I mean, God willing, we'll see where it goes. I hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure.
Mm.
Anyone who is watching this video, why don't you work with ELIM? Just saying, just saying. If you ever need a voice, just saying, just saying. I have good experience. I could definitely recommend. No, I think that's a good way to start. Marketing yourself is always the hardest part about being a creative, whether, voice acting, artist, music, streamer. I feel that's the part that we all struggle with because I feel like a lot of us never want to be like overbearing or in someone's face and just kind of being like, hey, can you do this? Can you do that?
Yeah, that's part. I think that's a big part of it too. Is like, well, I know it's not like going personally towards someone and shoving that in their face or anything,
Mhm.
but it can still feel like that sometimes in
Yeah.
a way where if I'm like trying to promote myself,
Yeah.
it's like, and that's something I'm not a fan of. When like if people do it to me, I'm not really a huge fan of that. Where people just randomly come to me and like, check out my work, or like on Discord
Yeah.
sometimes you get like messages from people, hey, are you interested in like commissioning? And I'm like, sorry, but not really.
Not really,
Like I don't
yeah.
really need that right now.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I get it though. I mean, you don't really get anything you don't ask for, right? So
Exactly, yeah. So you have to find
you
like
kind of
that
have to.
balance.
Yeah, there's a balance you gotta find.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, starting a website is a really good way to kind of market yourself. And also like social media, of course, but it's kind of like hard to like really know, okay, which social media should I focus more on? And it becomes like this whole like puzzle of like, okay, how do I market myself in a way where it's like not too much, but it also gets my name out there. All right, so are there any current projects that you're working on that you can share with us here?
Besides Evolution Quest, right now I am working on this is the comic dub I mentioned earlier. When I talked about high energy chaotic character.
Yeah.
It's for a channel called DK's Shenanigans. It's a comic called Solar Soul. It's also Pokemon related, by the way, just saying. I'm a voice actor for that channel, working there. Actually, as well as I guess kind of a composer, but not really. There is one bit in the comic where one of the characters actually is singing a song, and the director was kind of freaking out about it, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Like, there's no official track to this. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna work this out, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of just offered up my services, and I was like, hey, if you want, I can create the instrumental to this, and I can arrange the lyrics to fit with the track, if you would like. And that's another thing that I'm doing as well for him. So another great opportunity to work on my skills as a composer.
That's awesome.
And
wow.
same thing, there's another comic also that I'm working on called Paraculus by Shimmer and Wisp. The first episode just came out. I'm also a voice actor and a composer as well. So I will be doing music here and there for that as well. Which is very exciting.
Yeah. Like, I just want to bring up the fact that, like, you're doing this voice acting stuff, right? And you have this interest in composing music. And life seems like it's putting these small little, like, opportunities into these voice acting roles where you get to use your composing skills. And I think that's pretty, like, I think that's cool to think about. That's like, like everything's kind of coming together little by little. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's almost like poetic. It's like life is trying to guide you towards this. Like you said, like earlier, how you felt like you were made for like this, for like the music and stuff. I think I'm starting to feel like that's like, the more I talk to you, I feel like that's more true and true. The more like I hear these small little instances, I think that's beautiful, honestly. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next section of questions is just very off-topic questions, just things I'm naturally curious about. So, do you have any pets?
Good. Yes, I do. I have 4 pets
Oh my goodness.
in my home right now. Yeah. 3 cats and a dog. My cats their names are Coco, Tiny, and Rosie. Coco is a tuxedo. Tiny is a tortoiseshell. Rosie, I think, is a gray tabby. Um, so those are my cats, and my dog is a big boy. He's a Siberian Husky. Um, and they're all very lovely. Especially Max and Tiny. They're both so sweet. Sweet pets. Tiny, she I don't know what it is, but Tiny, my tortoiseshell cat, just loves me. Just unconditionally. I don't know what it is. I whenever I walk by her or if she sees me from far away, she'll it doesn't matter if she's sitting on the couch grooming herself or if she's just sleeping. If she wakes up and she sees me, she's just gonna get up, walk towards me, and just sit next to me and just, you know, rub herself against my leg or something or do something like that. She's so sweet.
You're her
I love her so
human.
much and exactly. And Max he's kind of a big baby.
Oh.
But also very sweet, very loving. He's great. Coco, on the other hand, is interesting. I feel like that freaking creature is bipolar.
Oh no.
Because there are times when he's like willing to let us pet him and he's affectionate at times, but then there's other times where he's just like aggressive and just rude and mean. And sometimes he just won't allow us to grab him or come near him at times. So he's kind of crazy. But we love him for that. And Rosie, she's very timid. She's scared of a lot of people. I think it was because we got her from someone else's house.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell, I think what I've heard is that she wasn't treated well as a kitten. So I think she might have been abused, and so she kind of is afraid of people at times. But she's lived with us for a long time. We do our best to treat her well. Try to love her as much as we can. My little brother, she has a very big attachment to my little brother though. So he's fully gained her trust on that, which I'm happy about. That there's someone she can.
Yeah.
She's got her human.
Yes.
My cat has my human, and so yeah, it's a sweet thing. So yeah, those are all my pets. I did have one cat that passed a long time ago, and her name was Callie. She was a calico cat. She passed away really early on though, to kidney failure. It was very unfortunate. She was the first pet we had, but she was also pretty nice. We loved having her while she lasted, and yeah. But yeah, those are all my past, future pets. So that was fun to talk about, though.
I love animals.
Yeah.
Are you more of a cat or a dog person, though? That's a real question.
I think I'll admit it. I'm a cat person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got another one, guys.
Glad. Yeah. I love dogs just as much, but I mean, Tiny won me over. I mean, seriously. I mean, the thing about Tiny is that she's our oldest pet. She's like 13, 14 years old. She's an old lady, basically.
Aww.
And it's gonna be hard at some point when she goes, because at some point she will go, sooner than later than when we first got her. It's really because of her that I think I've grown more attached towards cats. I mean, I've never had a cat like her. My mom always says she never had a cat like her as well. She's very special, and that's why I'm more catered towards cats, just because of her.
Getting back into topic. Sorry, I love cats.
Yeah, no worries.
What other hobbies do you have besides composing and voice acting?
I love video games. Yep. Specifically, rage games. I don't know, like games that will make you like destroy your setup.
Oh my
You
god.
know, like my favorite game of all time is Geometry Dash,
Mhm.
and it is I've played it for I played the game since I was like 11 years old. I used to play it on phone. I switched to computer um like a couple years ago. I even bought like a whole new like keypad device to play that game specifically for.
Oh
You know what I mean?
wow.
So I am really dedicated to that game. I've played the game since I was 11 and I'm 19, so about 8 years now I've been playing that game.
Oh my god.
I just love pushing myself. I don't know. I think the challenge, like, even though sometimes it takes me like weeks and even months to beat certain levels because of how difficult they are, but the reward that comes after, I think that's why I keep playing it, because it just feels great to accomplish something bigger than you thought was possible.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
And so I play that game a lot. That's my favorite video game. And I guess I can bring up singing again. I always sing in my spare time and just listen to music in my spare time
Mhm.
whenever I feel like. My headphones are like my babies, okay? I cannot there's rarely a time where I go anywhere without my headphones and I'm listening to something in the back or just, um it's crazy. I'm kind of obsessed with music in that way. And sometimes that can get a little intrusive because maybe like even if I'm in like a public place, a social setting, and I'm just sitting there with my headphones, I'm still there with my headphones, not talking to anyone, just listening to music, doing my own thing. It's that big, it's that great of a passion.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So going into the rage games, do you actually get mad and rage at games, or are you just like,
Of
oh, whatever?
course.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, you so
um
chill. I can't see it.
I know. If you want to see the worst in me, you just gotta find me on the right day
On the
or
right
even
day.
the right video.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a video out there of me absolutely losing my mind at the game. No, of course I do. Even though I try to stay, I don't as much. Um, I think the older I got, the more I learned how to control myself and
Gotcha.
not outrage. But back then, when I was a kid, still like when I was young,
Yeah.
oh boy, I don't think you want to know what my parents had to go through.
Oh
Because
no.
I was kind of crazy. I mean, I would really get so mad. Like my parents had to come in and like whoop me at
A
times.
chancla?
Um, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, it's so personal. The chancla's so personal. Um, and but it's probably for the best because at some point I realized it's just not worth it getting mad. You
Yeah.
gotta calm down.
Yeah.
And I still get frustrated every, here and now and then, but definitely not as bad as before. Definitely not. At the most, all I will do now is probably like hit my desk once and that's it.
Oh,
Like maybe
wow.
just a good slam,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
it. Nothing. Back then, I used to I would like throw my device or like just spaz out. It was not good. I was a crazy kid back then.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
mean, that
yeah,
shows character, shows growth. It shows that you've learned and
yeah,
mature. I admire it. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, and with that, what is one thing you want to get better at? This doesn't have to be related to voice acting or composer work. Literally anything.
Singing. I feel like this, and I think that goes like hand in hand with like stage fright and anxiety, performance issues. Like if there's anything I want to get better at, it's just like not being so nervous in front of people, because um even if I know like it doesn't even if I know like I'm working with someone that is rooting for me, like they don't want to see me fail, right? That's not what
Yeah.
they're doing, but it's like there's still a lot of struggle I deal with, because when I get nervous I don't perform as well,
Right.
and so I kind of tense up, and then I think, oh no, I messed this up. No, this director's probably gonna get annoyed. At some point, the director has to get annoyed with me, or people are gonna not like me because of that. Because like, dang it, he messed up. Why is he so nervous? Like, I mean, you can hear. I'm sure it's very obvious when somebody is very nervous or anxious. People can
Yes.
hear that. And I don't like it when people hear that. I hate that, you know. I hate hearing myself be nervous, and I'm like, no, it's something that at some point I hope I can just be like, okay, yeah, I may have slipped up here, but it's fine, you know.
Mhm.
Like that doesn't take away anything from me, you know. Just because of one slip up or a performance that didn't go so well. Um and I've been doing a lot. I've tried to do a lot to get past that. I like to go on karaoke games at times and just
Yeah.
kind of sing in front of people to kind of, you know, get that anxiety away. But even then, it still creeps up on me a
Yeah, no,
lot.
for sure.
So still something I'm working on. I'm hoping within the next couple years I'll be at a point where, you know, I can just. I think there's a point with anything where it's like, okay, you know, you're good at what you do,
Yes.
so you don't really have that doubt anymore sleeping through. I'm not really at that point yet with that. So I suppose with more work, with more time, I'll get past that. And I think it can happen. I just gotta keep at it, you know?
Yeah, no, and that's a good
So,
mentality to have. Like, it takes time to kind of be able to, I guess, I wouldn't say like confidence, but like get comfortable with what you're doing. I know for me,
mhm,
when I first started like YouTube videos back in 2013, I was like super
mhm,
young. I was still in high school and I was so nervous. I hated my voice back then, just because of different things people had said to me. And I was
mhm.
nervous, like playing video games and, like, obviously voicing and talking as I was gaming. I was like, oh my god, people are gonna listen to me and be like, dang, this person sounds like crap. But the opposite happened. Like, people were very nice to me, and I was still nervous, don't get me wrong. I think I was nervous for a couple years, but now I'm at the point where, like, I kind of
Mhm,
accepted, hey, this is just who I am. This is what I sound like. This is just my energy. And I think ever since I fully kind of accepted myself, in terms of how I sound, I think things have been
mhm,
going better. And that's not something, there's no trick. At least for me, there wasn't no trick. It was literally just time, just continuing to do what I wanted to do and getting good feedback, meeting really nice people. And I think that's for anyone. Like, the more you do something and the more you see that, some people are supportive and very nice. Obviously, there might be people who might not like it, or you might get people who aren't the nicest. That's going to happen with anything. Anything you go into, there's always going to
mhm.
eventually be that one person who is like
Yeah,
mean or super critical, but you have to go
yeah.
beyond that. And I'm sure
Uh-huh.
you're still, like, very young, so I'm sure that with time, like, you'll get there. And I mean, you have faith in yourself too, to some degree, and I think that's good. Like,
Mhm,
I feel inspired talking to you because I feel like you have this nice, soft, like, positive energy. And I don't know, it's just a very beautiful thing to see. Like, I have full faith that, like, something's gonna pan out for you, something's gonna work out. Like, I don't know, it's just a
that
feeling I
means a
get.
lot.
Yeah, of course.
That means a lot. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
of
that.
course, of course. So this question's a lot more lighthearted. But what is your favorite food?
Mm.
I love food, so
Fries.
Fries.
Anything. I don't care what it is. I
Ooh.
just anything at all. Like I don't care what it is. If it's your normal you know, the most bare bone fries to like bacon cheddar with ranch dressing or cheese or it doesn't matter. Like fries is just it's just like it just feels like you just take it and go and it's so
Yes.
good no matter what it is, you know.
Do you have a
You
favorite
don't need to do
type of fry?
much. My favorite, I think it has to go. Do you know what Texas Roadhouse is?
Yes, I do.
Um, I love their bacon ranch fries so much.
Ooh, I have never had them, but they
The
sound really
fries
good.
there are so those fries are beefy. Like they're big. Like
Okay.
every piece. And you and the ranch like you just take it, it's got all the bacon bits and cheese on it. And the ranch is so good and everything together is just like I talk about it. I kind of want some right now. I might like. I kind of want to just go and order some right now, thinking about it. But it's so good.
I'll
I
have
think
to
those are
try
my favorite
them.
fries by
All
far.
right, I'll have to
Yeah,
try them. Never tried them. I'll have to try them. If I do, I'll reach out and be like, "Oh my god, my
yeah,
life has changed." Sounds good though. All right,
yeah,
sounds good.
for sure.
All right, so kind of wrapping this up little by little, gonna
Mhm.
into our closing questions. What
Mm.
advice can you give anyone who wants to get into voice acting and or composing?
Ooh, okay. I would. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give some advice for voice acting. I think composing is still new to me,
Yeah,
so I'm not sure if I would have. I think there's a lot of people. I think I'm more susceptible to learning than I am giving advice in that field. So
that's perfectly
I'll go
fine.
with voice acting.
Alright.
Um, I would say for voice actors, learn how to act as yourself first, and everything else will follow along. What I mean is this: even when we're doing all kinds of crazy character voices and stuff, you still want to strive for believability, right? Like, you still want to sound like a character, not like someone trying to put on a voice, right? I think there's a big line between those two, and you want to bring genuine emotion to any character you play, regardless of how deferred it is from your own personality. But the only way you can do that is if you put a little bit of yourself into those characters, right? So the way that you naturally act and speak in real life, that's the most real, raw version of you possible. So if you're starting out and you're struggling with sounding believable, if it sounds like a performance and not like an actual character, I would probably encourage you to start with yourself first. So, you know, think about when how you sound when you're happy, angry, scared, sad. Have you ever been super excited? Have you ever lashed out at somebody? Have you ever been so grief-stricken or broken that you couldn't just stop, bawling your eyes out? And think about the way you sound. Make those your go-to inflections, your go-to deliveries. And that will basically like set the foundation for the rest of your deliveries, right? Because you have something to work with. And it's going to be you. It's going to be the most real version of you, the genuine version of you. And from that point, all you do is just kind of adapt that to the character you're playing, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, for example, in my demo reel, um, I'll take the second script, for example, where I'm trying to break down, I'm like really crying out. That is extremely close to how I would probably sound when I'm crying in real life, like no script, right?
Yeah.
That's how I would sound, genuinely. And that's what I mean is like learn how to reenact your emotions the best you can. And then doing character voices at that point is probably going to be a cakewalk. I mean, it's going to be much easier for you because you're going to have your go-tos, your go-to inflections, like I said. You'll have something to go off of and just tweak, right? Rather than kind of like going blindly at it,
Yeah.
I hope that all made sense.
No, that made
I
perfect sense to me. I was like, oh
Okay.
my god, this is some pretty solid advice. No, I think I agree with that. Like, you put it in a much more like beautiful, eloquent like way, but like I do feel like once you kind of like you said, put yourself a little bit of yourself into these characters, it'll sound more believable.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I do for me, I feel like that's true. I don't do a whole lot of voice acting myself. I would never consider myself a voice actor. I'm more novice, if anything. But I do feel like when I connect with the character or I really like the character or I can resonate with them or relate to them, I feel like I do better versus if it's a character that's really different or I can't
Yes.
relate to. I'm like, oh, there's a disconnect here, and it feels more like you said, like a performance versus real.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think that's
agreed.
true. I can only speak for myself. I've always admired voice acting since I was like super young. I used to watch comic dubs like crazy when I was like middle school, high school. That was like my jam. And I always thought in the back of my head, it'd be so
Mm.
cool to voice in one of these things, but I never actually did it because, again, I had really big insecurities about my voice.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
till I did YouTube and got my voice out there and people being nice that I was more willing to try. I had a friend, she does comic dubs, and she would invite me to do some stuff, very well knowing that I had like zero like experience, and that
Hmm.
kind of helped me. But what really helped me, I guess, do a little bit more voice acting, if we can call it that, is I play Dungeons and Dragons, which is a role-playing game. So it's like you make your
Ah.
characters, and then obviously I was like, well, I'm not just gonna sound generic like myself. So with certain characters, I try to like change my voice up, whether it's like higher register, lower, a little bit lower, or different tones of voice. And I think that helped me kind of develop something a little bit, because I would relate to these characters I would create. Because whenever I create a character, I
Yes.
put a little bit of myself in that character, obviously.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
really resonate when you say like, hey, put a little bit of yourself into these characters you're voicing, because I do feel like that's true. It sounds more real when you do that, for sure.
Hmm.
So no, solid advice.
Hmm.
Right. With that, do you have any questions for me? Anything at all?
I did write one question down, but I
Okay.
think you answered it before. It was I wrote down, how did you first find out about me and what made you interested in hiring me?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, I can
if
touch
you
upon
wanna,
it a little bit. Yeah.
yeah,
So, like I said, with
sure.
Airbin, my main requirement was that he wasn't like someone I knew. Like, so I did not want to cast like one of my friends as Airbin, because I wanted to. Um, Airbin, the character, is actually based off of someone in person. That I met like when we were kids. Like literally, it's almost one for one, but not exactly. So
Hmm.
I didn't want to tie one of my online friends or a mutual to that character, because I felt like that was kind of like, I don't know, it kind of felt weird about it. I was like, I kind of want to be disconnected with whoever like voices them. So I
Yeah.
basically told myself, okay, we're gonna find someone completely new. I was actually gonna go with someone I had worked with prior, not like a friend, but just someone I had casted for a different role, but they were busy, so I was like, okay, no worries. So I was kind of lost. Um, so I was
Hmm.
like, casting call, because people always reach out to people on casting calls. So like I was like, let's just do this, and I was like, okay, let's look. I needed someone who had like Latino in them because of chancla, like the chancla like line. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, so I need someone who like can understand or pull that off. And
Hmm.
I was listening to a variety of different people, and then I stumbled upon your profile that showed up, because I need someone who was able to do a young voice and then like a adult voice, because like you said, Airbend is a very interesting role, because it's like you voice
Hmm.
him as a kid, then as a teenager, and then as an adult. And I think that was the hardest part, because I wanted it all to be voiced by the same person, because it makes it more believable. But I was like,
Hmm.
dude, I was like kind of like getting scared, because I'm like, okay, some people are gonna be great at doing the adult, but they're gonna struggle with the kid version. I was like, oh my god. But then I heard you, and
Hmm.
I was like, wait, I think this person can do it, because like you're good at the like higher mid range voice. I was like, oh, I think this person
Yeah.
can do it. Um, but I was so scared, because I was like, oh my god, like I don't reach out to people like this. So like I was like, I think I had messaged you on casting call, but then I seen you had Discord, so I added you on Discord, and I was like, please, I hope this person doesn't think I'm weird for just like coming out
No,
of
yeah.
nowhere.
I think I actually I actually appreciate it when I do get messaged on casting call and like someone uh friends me on Discord afterwards, because sometimes all I receive is a friend request on Discord and I'm like, I have no idea what this is. Like, is it someone from Casting Call Club?
Oh
Does this person
yeah,
have any mutual servers? So if I just know for sure, then like, okay, yeah, I can accept this. I know
yeah,
exactly who this is, and then we can talk. And I know like probably I'm gonna be offered a role. And
yeah.
so I actually really like that you did that. Like I
Okay.
thought when I saw your message the first time, I'm like, okay, okay, cool. And then I saw your message and I saw for request and I'm like, he. I got a little excited. I was like,
Okay.
who is this person? So yeah. I
I
think that was a good
was,
thing. I don't
that's
think that
good,
was
that's
awkward at
good.
all for
Okay,
me.
I was just scared of like coming on too strong or too pushy because I was like, oh my god, should I have added you on Discord? But I'm like, at the same time, I was like, well, what if there's someone who doesn't like go on their casting like call all the time? I didn't want to. I also didn't want to wait forever because I'm kind of impatient. So I was like, all right, let's just see what happens. And I'm so happy you were very nice because that whole interaction of interacting with you for this role, I was nervous because I didn't want to come off too strong or too pushy, and I was scared that you were gonna say no, and I was like, oh my god. So like, I was like, please,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to like spend more time looking for someone, and I'm happy with how fast and responsive you were to my messages because that helped a lot.
Mhm.
So thank you for that.
Of course.
Yeah, so I just liked your voice, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah, I think this person can do this role. I was like, yeah, I have faith. I have faith.
Sick.
It worked out, and you killed it, and you
Nice.
nailed it. I was so happy with your
Thank you.
performance. I was like, yes.
Thank you.
All right. To finally close this off, since we've been talking for like a little bit over an hour, where can we find you? This is your time to plug yourself. This is your time to like tell people how they can find you, reach you, work with you, all that stuff. So like, don't hesitate. You gotta put yourself out
All
there.
right. Okay. Socials. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter/X, all at Eliminate VA. Just make sure you put the X though. Don't forget the X. Don't write just regular, you know, because you will not find me that way. As well as Casting Call Club. Also just at Eliminate, no V at the end, because that name is not taken there. Yeah, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Casting Call Club. I'm available on there. If you want to reach out to me, Casting Call Club, as well as Instagram is probably best. Or even an email if you want to shoot me an email. I think I have my email linked under my video, my demo reel, or Casting Call Club. Any of those work. And if you want to see previous work that I've done, YouTube channel. That is where my playlist is. So if you just want to go back and see anything else that I've done, if you're interested, I would definitely appreciate the checkout from that.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to include all those links in the description below, so you will find all that information there in case you want to work with him. You should probably work with him, just saying. My director friends, I know you're out there, and if you are watching this video, I'm just saying, you know, if you want to cast ELIM at some point, just do it. Yeah, I have some friends who every now and again they do like want some voice actors, so like I can definitely, you know, I will definitely recommend you to them in case they ever need someone, and if they ever reach out, they can be like, hey, Sweet sent me here. All right, is there anything else that you would like to say before we kind of wrap this up?
You know what? Yeah.
Okay.
Who is this Bubla?
Bubla is my pet cat. He is amazing. I will show. I have a bunch of pictures. So Bubla is actually my IRL cat. He is also the supreme overlord of the universe, and when I say that, I mean my universe, because he is kind of my world.
Cute. Other than that, yeah, I think that's it. That's all I got for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, ELIM, for agreeing to like join me on this. This was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun talking to you, honestly.
Of course. Likewise. It was a pleasure to be here. Something I don't do this often, so you know, it was new to me. It was new to you. We both had a lot of fun here, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, with that, I hope you liked this video, everyone. Please check out ELIM in the description below. But for now, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!